What we're going to do is animate God Lizard so he's coming out of the lake and he's going to approach the city. So what I want to do is I actually want to make a movie clip out of these parts here. So to do this, I'm going to go to Modify, Convert to Symbol. And of course, I have to make sure that these guys are all selected first. So I have them all selected, Convert to Symbol. Let's call it Walking. And make sure you have Movie Clip as the behavior and click OK. Now we have a new symbol, but we need to get into the symbol so we can edit it. And to edit the symbol, we have to double click on it. And now if you look up here, you'll see that we have walking as our symbol, which we're in its own timeline, and we have scene 1. So what we want to do is we want to break this guy apart and basically animate him on separate layers. So I'm going to cut his head off, create a new layer, call it head, and I want to paste that back in place. Edit, paste in place, grab his paw, cut that out, create a new layer, click on its keyframe here, and let's paste that in place. And we'll keep the body where it is. We'll name it body. And now we want to animate the pieces of his body, so we're going to add some frames here. Let's go to frame 10, and let's click and drag straight down like this, and press F6. And now we have some frames for all of these. I'm going to make sure I'm on the head frame here. I'm going to click on the keyframe here, and I'm going to simply open his mouth up so we can get a nice big roar. And we're going to go to frame 20 and do the same thing and close his mouth. So we're going to press F6, click on this frame for the head, and close his mouth. Let's animate the paw now. Let's go to the paw, and we'll animate this as well. Let's also vary this a little bit. Let's click on this frame and just drag it in, so we can just have a stagger of animation. We don't want everything to animate at the same time. Let's go now to another frame, add another keyframe here, and let's go ahead and just move his paw up a little bit. And inside. Now let's go ahead and tween these. Let's click on the head layer. Let's add a motion tween. The paw layer, add a motion tween. And we're going to leave the body alone. Let's go ahead and preview this. Let's press Enter or Return on the keyboard. And we have this really cool little roar thing going on. Now let's return to scene 1. And let's move God Lizard out of the way because we're going to do the special effects trick here for our Gull Beach. We're going to cut this picture in half so we can have him actually coming out of the picture. So what I want to do is I want to zoom out just a little bit. And I want to move him way out of the way and grab this picture of Gull Beach and put it on our stage. And let's blow this up so we can just focus on the water, which I already took some guides and I just made some guides for the boundary of the stage here with the rulers. And put one on the bottom. Let's go ahead and back and hide the rulers. And now we have our artwork here. Let's break this image apart. Modify, break apart. Now let's also cut it in half. And to do that, we're going to use our lasso tool. Click the lasso. Use the polygonal lasso. Just click that in. And now let's go ahead and carefully cut this out. And just double click to end that selection. Let's go ahead and group that. And let's cut this out and create a new layer. And let's call this water 2. And we're going to paste that in place. Edit, paste in place. And I'm going to lock that and do the same thing. I'm going to grab the bottom part of this water here. And I'm going to group this and leave it as it is. So what's going to happen is Godzilla, or God Lizard rather, is going to be on his own layer. So let's go ahead and create a new layer in the middle of the water. And we're going to cut him out and place him on his own layer. And we're going to put him in the middle of this water here. So now I'm going to rearrange this water so that we actually have the top part of his head coming out of the water. So let me rename this layer Water 1 and just rearrange this a little bit. See? Look how cool that is. So we're going to actually animate him coming out of the water. And it's a little trick there. So we're going to have him down here somewhere. and have him coming out of the water. So let's animate that. Let's go ahead and add some frames. Let's go to frame 40 and just add a keyframe for everything. Let's lock our water, and we're going to animate God Lizard walking out of the water, like so. Let's add a motion tween to God Lizard. Go back to the first frame, and let's go ahead and press enter or return to preview this. Of course, his mouth is not going to open and close because he's a movie clip. So to preview that, we have to go to Control, Test Movie. And that's pretty cool.